Good. All righty. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to share my screen with you. We're going to get started right away. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, so let's go to the home screen here. This is where I am. Okay. And we're at the table of contents. We're going to scroll down until we get to course resources right here. Right. So let's open up that module. Okay, and we're going to start with this first PDF right here, lines/lettering and lead types, right? So let's open up this PDF. Cool. Of course, we know that we're going to be making a series of lines, right? And going to be using various types of lines with various weights and values. Of course, the weight of a line is how thick it is, and the value of a line is how dark it is, all right? So there are standard line types that we use for architectural drafting. So the first line type that we're going to use, and we're going to start every drawing basically with this particular line type, is called a construction line. Construction line here. And as we can see, the construction line has a very light weight. That means it's thin, okay? And it has a very light value. Simply means that it's light. Now, last class, I talked about briefly the two lead types that we're going to be using for this course, okay? We're going to be using 2H lead and H lead. The leads that we're using are graphite leads, okay? Graphite leads, as I mentioned before. And 2H lead contains less graphite, so it's harder, okay? Harder. So we always are going to use 2H lead for our construction lines, right? When you draft these lines, they're really compositional lines, and you want to use a very light pressure, pardon me, to the point of the pencil, so that you produce very light lines that you can barely see, okay? So if you can barely see the line, okay, then it has the proper weight and value as a construction line, okay? And then as we further develop a drawing, we change those construction lines, those foundational lines into secondary lines, And our first exercise is going to deal with many of these line types right here. So a secondary line has a thin weight, okay? Thin weight, okay, in terms of thickness, okay? But it has a dark value. And we still are going to use our 2H lead for our secondary lines, including all of these, okay? What we're going to do at this point, we're going to apply more pressure to the point of the pencil to create these thin, dark lines, okay? And then as we further develop an assignment, we're going to go to our primary lines. And for this course here, we're going to be using two primary lines. we're going to be using the object line. Okay? The object line has a medium thickness, and it has a dark value. Okay, so it's going to have a minimum thickness, and it's going to be dark in value. Pardon me. And since it is a primary line, we're going to be using now we're going to transition to our softer lead, H lead. Okay. Then the next primary line is going to be a border line. This line type has a very thick weight. Well, has a thick weight. I shouldn't say very thick weight. It's going to be dark in value. And again, because it is primary, we're going to be using our H lead. Okay. Good. So just to reiterate again, for our primary lines, okay, we're going to be using our H lead. And then we're going to, that is for lettering, for lettering, the weight of lettering needs to be thin. So thin just like a secondary line, okay? But it needs to be dark in value. However, we're going to use H lead for lettering, which we're going to do some tonight, okay? All right. So now we want to look at the standard lettering heights used for architectural notes and dimensions. Well, actually notes. The standard lettering heights used for architectural drawing. For main titles are 1/4 of an inch in height. Main title would be, for example, if you had a floor plan, right? You draw a floor plan. And then typically at the bottom of the floor plan, on the sheet on which it's drawn, it would be first floor, second floor, floor plan or whatever, right? So the main title kind of describes the overall content of the drawing type, okay? An example of a subtitle would be a room name, kitchen, dining room, okay? So main titles are 1/4. Subtitles, room names are 3/16, and then notes and dimensions are 1/8 of an inch in height. So if you ever, get confused about, okay, what lit type should I be using, okay, relative to what line I'm drawing, you can always make reference, come back and make reference to this PDF here. It's going to help you. And if you ask me sometimes, well, what lead should I use for lettering? I'm going to refer you back to this PDF. All right. Any questions about that? Okay. All right. So let's see. All righty. I'm going to switch to my board now. Okay, I'm going to switch to my board and give you some demonstrations here. Okay? Okay, cool. So hopefully everyone can see my board at this time. Yeah. Okay. So okay, this is my drafting surface here, right? This is my drafting surface. And I have my drawing medium here. So as we kind of briefly discussed last time we were together, I have my T-square here, right? I can slide it up and down, and I'm keeping it perpendicular to the edge, right? So I don't get any warp the lines, okay? Any kind of warp lines. So I'm keeping it perpendicular, and I'm holding it against that. Okay? And what we're going to use this T-square for is to align our joint medium to the leading edge of the T-square, right? So the medium is aligned against the T-square or your straight edge. Okay? So I'm going to hold that in place. Everything's perpendicular, holding everything in place like that. Okay, I'm going to tape the top like this. Okay. I'm going to tape the top corner like this. And you see, I'm not using a whole lot of tape, right? And you see how I've angled the tape here. So I've taped the bottom, and I've taped the top. So I'm going to tape the bottom, okay. All right, good. So that's what I want you to do right now. Just take a plain piece of paper, okay? Hopefully you have some, okay? And 11 by 17, because we're just going to practice a little bit. Okay? So we can get the feel of drawing these lines correctly. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and take a piece of plain paper to your drafting surface, aligning it against your T-square.
So, Mr. Williams, I don't have my T-square yet.
I understand. So just follow along.
Should I try to do it with like a regular ruler?
Well, it's not going to be the same because it's going to be difficult. But you can go ahead and just go along with us until we can. It's not going to be the same because it needs to be accurate. Because as I begin to demonstrate, you'll see why. But
right.
Yes. Go ahead, so that you can kind of like follow along. All right. Although I am recording this. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Make sure that when you're taping down your drawing medium, pardon me, that you kind of make sure that the tape is nice and flat, so that when you roll your T-square over it, right, it doesn't curl up. So we're just going to practice before we start with the lettering exercise. Okay, somebody give me an okay when you're ready to move forward.
Okay.
Okay, all right, cool.
Mr. Williams, I don't have my 11 by 17 paper yet. I was at the school today and I picked up half of the supplies because they didn't have the other half.
Sure.
I have to wait till that comes in to get the other supplies. All right.
Okay, but at this point, because we're going to be using 8.5 by 11 sheets. So do you have any copy paper there?
I have this line paper. If that's you know okay.
Okay. All you have is line paper. You don't have any unlined paper?
No, I only have line paper right now.
Okay. Okay. Well, just because pardon me, we are just practicing. So just go ahead and take that line paper down. Okay, for right now. Because when we start our lettering exercises, you're going to print out the lettering exercises. You're going to be doing those on the printed out copy that you're going to make for yourself. So right, just use your line paper, okay?
All right.
Okay, so now here's what I want you to do next. Okay? I want you to get out this 0.7 mechanical pencil. Okay, 0.7 mechanical pencil. And then I want you to find, okay, I gotta put it way up here now. I need you to find this vial that has 2H 0.7 millimeter lead. Hopefully we all have this. You have a vial that contains 0.7 2H lead. Please get that out. Okay, so now your mechanical pencil probably has lead in it already, but I want to take that lead out because I want to make sure that it has 2H lead in it. So we can do it this way. Okay, if you can see what I'm doing, I got to hold it up here now. Where am I? Here I am. Okay. I'm going to depress the top of it, turn it this way. There we go. I'm good. Okay, and I keep depressing the top of it. It releases the lead. I can actually pull that out. Okay, like that. Okay, like that. Good. Or I could take the top off. See, oops. I can take the top off. Okay, I just took the top off. Okay, good. And then I can turn it upside down. Okay. And I see I don't have any lead inside. Good. All right. So we just want to empty whatever lead's already empty whatever lead that's already on the inside of it. Okay. So now I'm going to take my 2H right here. Take a couple of pieces. I'm just going to insert it in the top like this. Oops. Having a little issue getting my top over here. So what I'm going to do here, let's actually do it this way. Okay, I'm going to insert it at the bottom. Okay, hold it down like this and just push it in from the bottom since I was having a difficult time getting the top off for some reason. Okay. All right. Okay, let's get your brush out. Let's get your brush out. Okay, okay. Yeah, let's get your brush out and let's get your architect scale out. And we know that the architect scale is a scale that has the fractions on the end. Okay. What else do we need? Let's get your 30-60 triangle out. Okay. Cool. All right. Okay, so now I want to show you the proper technique for drawing horizontal lines. Okay. And I'm going to make a series of horizontal lines using the construction line type. Okay. All right. So now bring my T-square up. Okay. I'm holding it tight against my. I'm holding it tight against my my drafting surface. Okay. And because this is a construction line, I'm going to apply a very light pressure to the point of the pencil because I just want this line that I'm about to make to be barely visible. Okay? So a very, very light pressure. I know that you can barely see that line, right? Because of the way I have my camera position. Okay? But I can see it better because I'm closer to it. Okay? Now, when you make horizontal lines, if you're right-handed, you're always going to start from the left and draw the line to the right. Okay? So I'm going to draw another line. I'm going to try to make it just a little bit darker just so you can see it better. Okay, so now you can see my lines here, right? You can see them better because I lowered my camera down. So that's the weight in terms of the weight and value that a construction line should be, all right? I'm gonna do another one. Let's see. Get this a little bit straighter. Oh, I want it to be straight this way. See if I can slide it over. There we go. Get it straight. There we go. All right. Good. So now it's a little bit closer. Now, pardon me. Notice too that when I use the leading edge of the T-square to make a horizontal line, okay? Notice how I kind of rotate the pencil as I'm drawing that line. Okay. I'm rotating it between my thumb. See, I'm rotating it, rotating it, rotating it. Okay, let's draw another one. Okay. Okay. That rotation, yeah, I'm drawing a little bit darker so you can see. Okay, that rotation keeps the tip of the lead kind of like rounded, which gives you more uniform line thickness, okay? All right, so now we see that we're gonna draw our horizontal lines using the leading edge of our T-square, and that if you're right-handed, you're gonna start from left to right, right? Never go back. Okay, here's what I'm saying. Don't draw a line like this and then go back like that. Right? You want to keep that line. If you want to make it darker, just keep it going in one direction. Keep it going in one direction. One direction. Okay, cool. So now we're going to draw some vertical lines. Okay, good. I'm gonna let it stay exactly where it is right there. That's pretty good. All right, so now I have my 30-60 triangle. And of course, we use our triangles to draw vertical lines. Okay? So again, I got my T-square here. I'm holding it against my drafting surface, right? So everything's perpendicular, okay? And then I'm making sure that's tight, okay? And then I hold my triangle against my T-square like this, okay? And I reach over like this. This is the proper technique, okay? If you're right-handed, okay? So I'm holding it against here. I reach over like this. I know it seems awkward, right? Okay. Let me start a little bit. Holding the triangle against the T-square, then I reach over like this. Okay. Draw that vertical line. See it there? Yep. Yep. Let's do another one. Okay, everything's tight. Good. Reach over. And I'm still twisting that. I'm still twisting that. I'm rotating, that is, that mechanical pencil, right? Notice that we make vertical lines from top to bottom, okay? Oh, let's make another one. Cool. Again, I made them a little bit darker so you could see them. But this line right here is the proper weighting line of a construction line. These are heavier. And again, I did them for clarity. All right. Okay. So I'll let you go ahead and practice a little bit with that. Remember, a good construction line should be such that you can barely see the line. It should be visible, but just barely. And because we do that in terms of weight and thickness, you should never have to erase construction lines, right? Because they're light enough in terms of weight and value so that when you make your reproduction, they will not reproduce. Okay. So I'm just going to make, I'm going to make a 30 degree line here, 30 degrees, right? So because when I place my 30-60 triangle in this position, right? This angle here is 30 degrees, right? So I'm just going to make a 30 degree line from this point right here, construction line. Good. Then I'm going to make a 60 degree angle line, okay, from that same vantage point right here, 60 degrees. Cool, I'm loving it. Okay, so I'll get my 45 degree triangle out. Okay, and I'm going to make them from that same vantage point, okay? I'm going to make a line at 45 degrees. Cool. All righty. Yep, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to practice with that, and then we're going to move forward. Okay, so now we're about to do something that everybody can join in, and we can do it together. All right, so let's go back to homepage. Let's go to learning materials right here. Okay. So now we're going to talk about architectural lettering. Architectural lettering is different from, let's say, mechanical lettering. Some of you may have had mechanical drafting. Okay, architectural drawing is more stylistic. It's more stylistic. Okay, and it's more unique and it's more distinctive. All right, so let's open up this link right here. And we all should be doing this together now.
Mr. Williams, your camera is still on the board.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep,
It's
thank
okay.
you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Forgot to change it. Okay. Can we all see my screen now?
Yes.
Good, excellent. Okay, so here's where I am. I went to learning materials here, okay? And I'm at architectural lettering, okay? Okay. And then I open up that link, pardon me. Now, what you're gonna do first is watch this video here, how to do architectural lettering, okay? And I just want to read this to you right here. It's kind of important. Architectural lettering is more stylistic than engineering lettering and has an animated quality while still appearing very uniform and neat, okay? Usually you can tell architects and architectural designers by their lettering techniques, okay? Okay. So I still, I'm a firm believer that architectural designers should have good lettering. Okay, that's why we still teach it. Okay, all right. It is expected as a designer or architect that all blueprints, drawings, and designs have architectural lettering. When I first started in this, in my architectural career, okay, we didn't have CAD. We didn't have CAD. So all of our drawings were hand lettered, all of it. So I'm a firm advocate of lettering. I did it for years. Okay. Bad lettering tends to make any design look amateur, right? And we don't want our work to look amateur. I don't care how good your design is, but if your graphic communication is amateurish or has an amateur look, right? It's not good for the overall receipt of your design, okay? All lettering should match the quality of the design. Practice, and this is what it's about, practice is necessary to develop the skills needed to letter legibly. So we need to practice. We're going to start with some lettering styles here to get you started, but in order for your lettering to improve, you're going to have to practice, right? Just as each individual has unique, just as each individual has a unique handwriting, they will have a unique lettering style, right? So each of your styles is going to be different. However, we're going to start with some basic styles, and of course, as you continue in the profession, you can develop your own style. Although your lettering will eventually be uniquely yours, refer to attached lettering style samples to choose one of the styles shown below. Okay, so we're gonna do that momentarily. So, but the first thing you're going to do, you're going to watch this video right here. Okay, how to do architectural lettering, and then there is an associative video quiz that you're going to take. It's going to be located in quizzes. Right here. Video quizzes, all right? Okay. So you're going to watch. Oh, excuse me for a second. Yep, you're going to watch this video here. Good. Take the video quiz, okay? You're going to come over here next to the lettering style samples. Lettering style samples, okay? And at present, I've given you two choices to choose from, okay? Number one, you may choose the extended lettering style. Number 2, you may choose the triangle style. Okay? And we can see how distinctive these styles are as architectural lettering types. Okay? Cool. Okay. I guess I came all the way out. Okay. So after you choose one of these lettering styles here, then I want you to watch this video. That's not a quiz associated with it, however, but I want you to watch this video, and it's going to show you how to use the full size side of the architectural scale, which is just like using a ruler. Okay, so now you have several things to do. All right. Any questions about how you're going to proceed? Good. So everybody should be on the same page now. When you begin to watch the how to read a ruler video, you should have your architect's scale out, okay? And if you can see this here, the side of the architect scale that has 16 at the end right here, okay? 16. This is your full size scale. Right, so see if you can follow along with the video. Okay? This is your full size scale. It has 16 on the end because the smallest increment here, okay, is 1/16. Okay, cool.